Before we get to all of that and the tremendous opportunity we all have today to build mind share and market share through modern marketing, I want to take you back for just a second to an easier time. I want you to think about a scene like this that probably happened for all of you in your homes when you were growing up. Maybe it looked a little something like this. In a room in your house, a kinder, gentler, simpler time. You gathered around one screen in your home. And on that screen, maybe your family had a little bit of a debate of what you would watch together on that one screen. And whatever you decided to watch, it was probably 30 minutes long or 60 minutes long, but you watched that one screen all together and you consumed that content together. And then when that show was over, you decided together what you would watch next. Kinder, simpler times together. Now I want you to think about your last gathering with families and friends, maybe even last night together when you were eating dinner. The room probably looked something like this, right? Everybody had a screen in the palm of their hands, and everybody was consuming content. But now everybody was consuming whatever content they wanted to, and they were consuming it in seconds, right? Scroll, scroll, scroll. Whatever was catching their attention, and on to the next thing, and on to the next app. Gaining people's attention is so difficult, and everybody was watching what they wanted on their own personal screen. How do we get their attention? How do we build that mind share? How do we stay top of mind? How do we be that realtor, that real estate agent that they're thinking of? Well, that's the reality of modern marketing today, is that we are all content creators. Whether we want to be or not, whether we thought we were marketers or not, we are. Because if we're not showing up on that screen, if they're not seeing us when we're scrolling, we're not building mind share. And if we're not building mind share, when it's time to transact, when it's time for them to think about their real estate needs, they're not going to be thinking about us. So we need to be thinking like marketers, because marketers build businesses, and businesses are built by marketers. And you guys are here to build businesses, right?
Yes.
That was really not good. That's better. All right. Okay, so John Lee had a spiffy little acronym for this morning. I don't have a spiffy little acronym. I call these the Big Six. So these are the Big Six platforms that you can build mind share on and market share on. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and X. Here's the good news. You don't have to be on all six of them. My recommendation is pick one or two and be super active on those one or two. And pick the one or two that work for you. For some of you, that's going to be LinkedIn. And if LinkedIn works for you and aligns with your business strategy, go all in on LinkedIn. If Instagram aligns with your business, go all in on Instagram. If Facebook aligns with your business, go all in on Facebook. But pick the platform that aligns with your business and go all in on that platform. Pick one, then move to two. At least get yourself on two. And of course, the more you do, the better it is for your business. But be realistic. Be present on one or two, because what really matters is be present on one or two, and then think of them as a marketing channel. Because when you make that mindset shift, when you're thinking of those platforms as marketing channels, you'll begin to think of it more strategically. And you'll begin to make that strategic shift of how am I really systemizing my content and really thinking about this like a business workflow in the content I'm creating. And that will start to really build results in your business. One of the things that will start to create a lot of momentum for you when you start to make this mindset shift is when you really start to say, what am I going to share? Because this is the question that I get from people most often is, okay, Wendy, I'm buying it, I'm in. I'm a content creator. Never thought I'd say that, but I'm a content creator. What am I going to share? Share your story. Share every day what you do in your business. It doesn't have to be that complicated. That's what people really want to know. They want to know what you do every day, day to day. They want to know the questions you get asked from your clients. They want to know what happens when you're out there showing properties. They want to know the challenges you have to overcome. They want to know when there's a problem, getting a property closed, and how you overcame that. Those are the things that make great content. John talked about it this morning. Just turn the phone on and talk to the phone. That's great content. That is sharing your story. Be authentic, be transparent, be real. You don't have to worry about having your makeup done, having your hair done, ladies. It doesn't have to be perfect. A number of you have come up to me over the course of today and told me, I love your videos when you're out running. That's when I'm like sweaty and no makeup and I don't look really great. That's authentic, right? Like you have to just get over all of that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Share your story, share your everyday story, because consistency matters. And the algorithms want to be fed. You don't want to post on Monday and then not post anything until Wednesday and then not post again until Saturday. The consistency matters. And there's some tricks to the consistency that will help you. One of the tricks is to schedule content in advance. So all of the platforms have the ability to schedule things. And what I like to do is schedule what I call anchor content. So you might schedule something that you might put it there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so that you can have your busy days and you know it's automatically going to post for you. Maybe you spend a few minutes on the weekend putting those anchor posts into the schedule. And then you can do what I call the on-the-run stuff that's happening in the course of your day, the share your story type content. So now you've got consistent content happening throughout the week. And you don't sort of wake up every day thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to post today? And you've got consistent content happening out there, that you want to have the consistency in the content. And here are some of my favorite tools for creating content, because you don't want to have to spend a lot of time creating content. And of course, what's my number one favorite tool? Canva, of course, our number one favorite tool. Canva has lots of great features in it to help create content. So go look at Canva and use it as your tool to create content. Everything from videos to photos to carousels, you can do it all in Canva. Canva even has a scheduling feature in it to schedule your content, and you can hook your Canva up to your social media apps. So has all kinds of great features in there for you. John talked about a video clip editor that he likes. This is the one that I like. Does anybody use Opus Clip? Yeah, I see some hands. Opus is my favorite. So you can take a long form video, put it into Opus, and Opus will clip it all up into short form for you and give it a rating. So we'll give it a rating out of 100, and it will tell you the sort of rating of the video of sort of the best hook. It will automatically do all the captions for you, and you can do sort of light editing to it, and then post it for you. So it's super great. It uses great AI. It's super easy to use. Anybody use CapCut? Yeah. CapCut's a favorite. I love CapCut. Wow, one of the things I love CapCut for is that turning the phone on and just doing the on-the-run content, because CapCut has a teleprompter built right into it. So if I want to give myself some bullet points of what I want to say, I can put that into CapCut and then just turn the phone around and talk into it, but I've got my little bullet points of what I wanted to say. The other thing I love about CapCut is I can take a bunch of photos and use AutoCut, and it will create a beautiful video for me and all kinds of cool templates. So very quickly, I've got some really cool content. And then of course, all the apps themselves have all kinds of great editors inside of them. So 4 great tools to create content for you quickly. With creating content and embracing being a content creator, here's my one cautionary tale. Because some people like to delegate creating content. And I'm all for delegating, hiring teams, and doing all of those things, because you should leverage time, but don't delegate your voice. Leverage people, leverage time, leverage AI, but don't delegate your voice. Make sure that your content is staying true to you and your voice and who you are. Because your clients work with you because of you. Your voice is your superpower. Your brand is your superpower. It's built around you. You never want to lose that. You're the only one of you. It's what makes each of you unique in the room. It's what builds your businesses. So you want that superpower to always be shining through on the content you create online, because that is the magic of your brand and of your business. So I want to share a little story because I wanted to give you a real life example of the power of creating content. And I thought that you might appreciate hearing about a story of what we experienced here at eXp. Would you guys like to hear a personal story?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to take you back to preparing last year for eXpcon in Miami. So we were getting ready for eXpcon and trying to figure out how to create the opening of eXpcon. And coming up with sort of like an opening number, what would it be like, what could, how could the plan be, and it's a big task, right, to like plan that event. And at the time, it was the summer before Miami, so summer of 2024, we were negotiating with Canva to make the big announcement, hopefully in Miami, that we would be bringing Canva to all of you. So I had the opportunity to go to Canva's event called Canva Create. And I went all by myself, and I was sitting in the audience at Canva Create, and Canva started their event. And this is their sort of big conference. And I'm sitting there in the audience, and this started happening that you see the photo of. And there was dancing, and there was singing, and there was confetti, and there was lights, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm like at the Grammys, and I was like, this is like kind of cool, and I had no idea what was going on. Like I thought I was just going to like Canva thing. I was going for like business meetings. I was like negotiating. I was like, I had no idea. But like the more it went on, I was like, this is amazing. I was like, we should do something like this at eXpcon. Like, how cool. And then all of a sudden, the music stops, and this lady walks out in this suit. It's the lady that you see in the middle there. And she says, hi, I'm Melanie Perkins. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Canva. And I just about fell out of my chair. And the gentleman next to her in the maroon suit coat, he's the co-founder. And every person you see on the stage is a member of the leadership team of Canva. And I start messaging the marketing team, some of which are here. And I'm like, I have an idea. Here's what we should do in Miami. We should do an opening number. We should dance, and we should sing, and we should do something really cool that's unexpected, because we want to set the stage. We want to take everybody by surprise. We're going to be eXp 2.0. Let's do this. And I get like Nora and Wendy and the whole team, Sarah, they're like, I don't know what Wendy's doing, whatever. So they get the video and they watch it, and we have this whole sort of thing, and we have this whole kind of idea. And then like I'm marinating on this, and we have an agent in California in the US who last summer, there was a really popular song Some of you, like, it's probably popular all over the world, I think. There's a little ditty by Kendrick Lamar called Not Like Us. And we have an agent, his name is Steven Diaz. And Steven has built his brand around taking popular songs and then writing parodies about them. And he writes about his real estate business and what he's doing in real estate. And he took this song, Not Like Us, and he wrote a song about eXp. And in this song about eXp, he said, eXp has changed the real estate industry. eXp has disrupted the industry. At eXp, we took a business model that people said would never work, and it has worked. eXp, they said that you needed to have bricks and mortar offices, but we don't have them. We're virtual, and it works. And they said it would never work, and it has. They said that at eXp we'd never survive, and we've built a global company. They said at eXp we'd never survive, and we're the #1 in transactions in the US, and now in the UK, and now in so many more countries to come. And at eXp they said we'd never do so many things, and we've proved them all wrong. And now, oh no, wait, I'm not done. And now any other brokerage model that starts anywhere in the world looks like our brokerage model because we've proved them wrong. And they're not like us. Now you can clap. So I said, we need Steven to come open up eXpcon. So I called him up and he agreed to come open up eXpcon.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. It was awesome. So I said to the production team, I want Steven to come do his rap and open up eXpcon, and we'll have all of the leadership team on the stage do the song with him. And they said, no, we can't make that work. So I said, okay, well, we'll have like Glenn and Leo do the song with them. They said, well, we can't do the whole thing. So we ended up compromising, and this is what it looked like at the end, with Steven the Rapping Realtor, Glenn Sanford, founder and CEO of eXp World Holdings, and Leo Perea, our CEO, and myself on stage. You guys like to see how we got there?
Yay!
Let's see lots of volume back there. Here's how we got there. Had gone viral. Now I can tell you when Leo, Glenn, and I were backstage and that air wall was about to open, we had butterflies in our bellies. And we knew it was a little bit ridiculous to think of the three of us. We're gonna walk out here on stage in front of thousands of you.
Just a little bit.
And rap to They Not Like Us. But we also knew that those of you who were in the audience, how many of you were in the audience? Yeah. Those of you that were in the audience would know the context of the moment, that you would understand what we were saying. And what we were saying is we were putting the stake in the ground that eXp 2.0 was beginning. That we were just beginning the next phase of growth of this company, and that we were on a mission to the next level of vision of where we were going. And what is happening here today, you're seeing the extension of that. So that little video, that little clip did go viral. Now, as a marketer who believes in content creation, you always want to have a viral video. Right? That's super fun. You never think you're going to be in it, right? So it was a little bit of an awkward moment. The video continues, this is just on Instagram, continues to rack up the views. And it is a super interesting experience to have something like this happen. The video, we see in the US, we have a phrase called jump the shark, which means that, things happen where the video then started to get made fun of and went viral several more times again. But that's okay, because we knew the context, as I mentioned, right? We made it for all of you who knew the context of it. So we learned many lessons. And the reason I wanted to share the story is because as content creators, which now you all are, I want you to take the lessons away. Because here's what we learned, and I think they were great lessons for all of us as we think of creating content out in the world, is that you need to think about your own audience when you create content. It doesn't matter if everyone doesn't like your content. It doesn't matter if everyone doesn't get your content. Make content for your audience. That's your test, does my audience like this? Anyone else, it doesn't matter. Any negative comments, they don't matter. Make content for your audience. That's how you build your market share. That's how you build your mind share. The rest of it, you need to let it go. Because you're going to get the wonderful moments. And this is one of the wonderful moments. These are the agents or children of one of our agents who dressed up like us for Halloween and did a home version. Anytime I think of negative thing, I think of this, right? That's wonderful. So you need to think of those. Here's the next lesson when you think of being a content creator. You've got to be willing to take risks. You all took risks becoming an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs take risks every day. Take those risks. They will be worth it. They will pay off in your businesses. And Jesse Itzler was a speaker that day that we did the opening, and he gave us a great reminder of just put the content out there and let it go, and then move on to running your business. It was a great reminder. So we've put all of these lessons and realities together for you. We've got a QR code there so you can download them. My sincere wish for all of you is that you will take the inspiration from the story I shared, put it into your own businesses. Take all those phones that I see facing this way, take that and turn it around and use it to create content for your businesses, because that content will make the difference in building your business and will take your business to the next level. And at the end of that, that will lead, hopefully, to your own mic drop moment in your business. Thank you all very much.
Please welcome to the stage Sarah Hutchinson. Denle por favor una bienvenida al escenario a Sarah Hutchinson.